different way. And I think this is very, very important because the works are very powerful in themselves, but they have the ability to change according to the context which actually contains them. And I think that's very, very interesting. What I like about the way he uses color is that he's very contained. He will have blue all the way, or red all the way, or transparent all the way. Because if you imagine a piece which consists of 300 individually blown pieces of glass, all of them red, it becomes dramatic. When the minimalist movement started in the 1960s, people like Carl Andre, for instance, or Dan Flavin, consider themselves direct descendants of Brancusi, because with a piece of work like the Column of the Infinite, you have a modular situation. You've got a module which is repeated in the column 15 times. What the minimalists actually did was to think of a module which becomes repeated God knows how many times. It doesn't actually matter. So in a way, this is what Ioan Nemtoi does. So in that way, I see him as an heir to minimalism, that he will take a module, which is perhaps a flame-like piece of glass, which is then repeated 200 or 300 times, so that in fact it's a repeated module. And this is where I see his roots.
In some respects, it was very much more dramatic at the Barge House. There was such an incredible atmosphere. The lighting and the sound contributed to the whole experience. As a glassmaker, I know how difficult it is to do some of the things that Ioan and his team achieve. You know, I mean, working hot glass is not an easy thing at the best of times, even on a small scale, but to do it on a huge scale and with such consistency and to develop such a nice rhythm of working is very hugely admirable. I have great admiration for his capacity to achieve what he achieves, both in the forms and in terms of the actual vision. You know, the quality of the actual pieces, the scale of them, and the way they're conceived, the concepts, the conceptions. I couldn't imagine you could show them in a better way than you had them at the Barge House. And yet seeing them here, I mean, that's equally good, but different. There isn't another environment, or there isn't another facility quite like this one, and neither is there a glass artist quite like Ioan, and you know, that combination is very new, but I think works extremely well. And certainly Ron and Colin, you know, Ron Dennis and Colin seem very excited about it. And from what I can gather, the people who work here are very interested by it and intrigued.
What I think makes him such a great artist is there is a total integrity in what he does, and that's, I think, what impressed me when I first set eyes on his work. the docks of Tower. He's a young artist who's got a lot to say to the world, and I think he will.